What's up everyone, in this video I'll be reconstructing Sameer Aggarwal's 6.06 Square-1 world record average. I think this is the first time that the US held the world record Square-1 average in a long time, and it was almost sub 6, so yeah, pretty cool average, and let's reconstruct it. The QB used was an Angstrom MGC Square-1. The method was Vandenberg with some PBL and CSP, and here are the solves. Starting with the first one, and all the scrambles should be on screen right now. Alright, here's the first shape. We have Paul Square. For this case, what you want to do is go into Scalp Kite, and he did it from this angle, which creates kite on bottom, scalp on top, and just finish the Scalp Kite from there. And then we have this CO case. So what we did first is line up these corners, and then solve the rest of the corners, like that. Then for EO, just a simple 1-1 case, which is this algorithm. Then for the PBL, we have P on top and then M on bottom. The way you solve this is actually pretty interesting. What I would do for this PBL is something like this, NN, and then you can get PK, which is a pretty good PBL. He does a pretty similar start here with the NN, put the headlights in the back, and then do NN like this. But instead of doing the PK algorithm, I think he did JJ first. So put the headlights in the back again, and then JJ here. And then finally edge from the front. Cancel into the flip. So that was the first solve, 694. Pretty decent solve, but could have been a bit better with the PBL. Here's the next solve. So in this case you have a muffin shield. Usually what's done in this case is just one slice into Scalp Kite. However, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. But Sameer chose to flip it over this way and then solve Scalp Kite in the front by bringing this 2 to the front, printing Scalp and Kite. And then from here finish the CS algorithm. Pretty easy. EO here, got the black here and then the black here. So just bring it to the top. And then pretty easy EO as well here, LL. So put them both in the back. Also with this algorithm you can predict some PBL. Like this block should be here and so should this. And this. So for the PBL, he got opposite and then D on bottom. Since the bar is not flipped, what I think I would do here is something like this. First do JN. And then you get PN. But what he did is pretty much CP-EP, solve the J-perm on bottom, and then get opposite. So do this algorithm for the J-perm on bottom. And then do the opposite, which he did like this. Here's another nice way to do this PBL, also with CP-EP, but canceling into the op. For the J-perm, hold the headlights on the right this time. Hold opposite like this and then do the inverse of the algorithm with this J-perm algorithm. And then here you get op, but since it's the last slice, you can also cancel it. Like that, which saves 2 slices, but overall his solution was also not that bad. Here's the next scramble. So here's yet another Scalp Kite case. Again, a lot of ways to do this algorithm, but he chose to do it from this angle. First do the U2 to connect the scallop with the opposite, and then this to make Scalp Kite. And he just finishes it like this. Alright, we have another pretty easy CO case. So 2 opposite here, 2 opposite here. So he solves it like this. And then also pretty easy EO case. LL once again. Since they're both in the front, he does this first, D, and then solves it from this angle with this algorithm. Finally for the PBL, he got pretty lucky. A lot of blocks are solved, the top layer is completely solved, and then the bottom layer just has a J-perm. So he solves it like this, puts the headlights in the back, and then does this algorithm. And he cancels to the bar flip, and then finish it off. So again, quite lucky solve. He got 5.96 on this one. Not too much to say about the PBO because that was pretty straightforward. It was just a J-perm. But yeah, pretty good solve. Here's the next solve. Here's another pretty obvious scallop kite case. We have a scallop and then the L and then the 2. You choose to do it from this angle, which I think is also good. I'll connect the L with the scallop first, and then bring down this line, and then put the scallop kite in front, and then solve this case. We have another pretty easy CO case here. Black line here, black line here. So just set up and then solve it. Pretty easy EO case here also. We have 3, 3, so just do a U move and then solve this case. Also something to note, the left block will be preserved, so that'll be solved, and then the corners on the bottom will stay solved. Then for the PBO we have B edge. So for this one you can just do a J-perm and an edge, which is pretty much how we choose to do this PBO. So put the headlights in the back, and then do a J-perm on top first. Which is a pretty interesting alley actually, I haven't seen that one before. But after that he fixes the edge, so do it from the back here. And then U to finish it off. This solve had a bit of luck, but the reason why it was actually a 4.91 solve, which is super fast, is because he turned super quickly, especially towards the end there. For this case, another alternative is just to do PBO, which is like this. Hold the R block of the B in front, and then also split up the edge. Do JJ from this angle, from the front, and then you get PJ, which is a pretty nice PBO. However, with how fast he was turning, I probably would have done it much slower, but still, really good time, 491. At this point, I think he already clutched the WR average, but he still has one more solve to make it even better, and maybe even the sub 6 average. So here's the final scramble. So in this scramble we get yet another scallop kite case. So again, a lot of ways to solve this from different angles, but he chose to do it from this angle. First create that big block, and then one more slice to make a scallop kite like this with kite on top. Bring them both to the front and then do scallop kite like this. For CO we have this black piece and then this L. So first off he connects this in the back, and then does U prime D2 to solve the rest. He gets pretty lucky again to get another LL case, so he solves it like usual in the back. Then he gets a pretty bad PBO case. This is OB. If you do CP EP here, it'll be pretty bad. You get a J-perm, then you get O edge, which is not a good EP case. So he chooses to do PBO like this. First do OP O. So pretty much EP then CP for this case because it just works out better. So he does the O up first. The O goes this way, so the moves are going this way. So M2, U, M2, U, M. So from here, don't finish M2, but rather just cancel to the J-perm on bottom, like this. And then cancel into the bar flip. So a lot of cancellations there. But that solves the PBO pretty nicely. So his time is pretty good here, 6.65, which clutched a 6.06 WR average. And for a pretty bad PBO case, he did it really well. For the PBO though, I think there is a better solution. Since this is good OB, you could do JJ into BB. And generally when the bar is flipped, I think it's best to do something into BB. Because BB, whether it's good or bad, it always requires an odd number of slices. So what we could do here is D prime, JJ, and then you have BB, which is a 5 slicer. But either way, that was a really fast average by Sameer. Huge congrats to him for breaking the world record. He's been deserving it for a long time now. I'll leave his record average as well as his channel in the description if you want to go check it out. And this is a really impressive average. A bit of luck for sure with the nice EOs and pretty decent PBOs. However, this average shows that you can do a lot in Square-1 when you just turn super fast. And also, there wasn't too much fancy stuff here. There wasn't too much fancy PBO or fancy OBOs going on, which shows you can be pretty fast with just Vandenberg with CSP. But either way, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this informative, and I'll see you guys in the next video.